Hello, my name is Rachel Parsons and I'm the director of Cherish Uganda. Cherish Uganda is an organization that was started because of the great need for children living with HIV. As many people will know, HIV has ravaged countries all around Africa, especially in sub-Saharan Africa, and left children orphaned and abandoned and vulnerable all across the continent. One of the crucial factors for children living with HIV is that when they're orphaned and abandoned and they end up in hospitals, they can get the medical care that's available to them, but without a loving home, stability of nutrition, an environment that tells them they have a future and a hope, they will sit there and in the hospitals they will eventually die. This is where most of our children come from. We pick up children from many different hospitals and many different care organizations. These children live with HIV, and although there are many organizations in Uganda caring for children orphaned by the AIDS crisis, children living with HIV are often kept without that care. This is why Cherish Uganda exists. And one of the things we wanted to do is not just to care for the most needy and the most vulnerable among the many vulnerable. We wanted to get to the heart and the root of the cause. Many people believe that children living with HIV will die just like their parents, that their lives are worth less, that they're less valuable as people. And so they're treated that way, and eventually they die, and the cycle of that belief continues on. We wanted to change that belief, and one of the ways in which we did that is we decided, let's take a child with HIV. Let's look at what does a child with HIV need in their life in order to flourish. We call these things the hope principles, and they do surely bring hope. The H is for health care. Our nurses provide awesome health care. Our mothers are a part of that. They come back and forth to the hospital when necessary. Infections are dealt with, but also the mental health of every child is addressed too, through counseling, through therapies, play therapy for some of our little ones. And God is doing awesome things in the lives of our children and in their bodies. We have children come into us who are deathly sick, and within months we see them completely recover. It's been amazing. That's the H. The O is actually a heart. It's shaped as a heart, and it's the underpinning of everything else that we do. It's the love of our God being shown through us, through the many people who work with us, to the lives of these children. For children who have lost both of their parents and most of their family have rejected them, love brings them into a family. It brings them into a place where they know that they're valued and cherished. This is the most important thing that we do. P is for prosperity. Now, prosperity is not just an idea of becoming wealthy and telling our children that they'll one day be wealthy. Prosperity is this idea that if we can do our best to prosper, we can help other people prosper as well. Many people will see children living in Africa and just say, let's help them cross that poverty line. We don't want that. We want our children to not just cross the poverty line. We want them to realize that they're participants in God's kingdom in bringing prosperity and prospering the lives of those around them. We call that generosity. E is for education. Now, in Uganda, it is known that a child without an education is not going to go very far. They're going to end up doing menial tasks and probably using their bodies as labor to make their living. For children living with HIV, when they become adults, using their bodies for labor and depending on their bodies is a big strain, and that will push them back towards poverty. We want our children to succeed, and so we give them an education that's not just a token education. We give them an education which is preparing them to be the leaders, the people who go forward, the people who can reach others. We want our young people to have a voice into this country, and so we want to see them right through to wherever God takes them. These are our hope principles. They're changing the way that we care for children with health, love, prosperity, and education.